the Pacific Ocean at 300 feet deep was a world of absolute, crushing silence. Inside the steel hull of the USS Wahoo, the air was thick with the smell of sweat, stale coffee, and the metallic tongue of recycled oxygen. For David, a sonar technician, the war wasn't fought with eyes. It was fought with ears. He sat in a small, cramped corner of the conning tower, his heavy headphones pressed tight against his ears. He closed his eyes, tuned out the rhythmic hum of the submarine's own electric motors, and reached into the darkness of the sea with a beam of sound. "Anything, Dave?" the captain whispered. In a submarine, even a whisper felt too loud. "Nothing but shrimp, sir," David replied. The usual clicking. "Wait." He froze. His hand moved to the dial, slowly turning it a fraction of a millimeter. There, amidst the background noise of the ocean, was a sound so faint it was almost a ghost. Chug, chug. It was the rhythmic beat of a screw a ship's propeller. "I have a contact. Bearing 045, slow speed. Heavy screws. It's a freighter, sir." "Maybe a tanker." The mood in the sub shifted instantly. The silent service moved into action like a predator. The men moved to their stations with practiced, ghostly efficiency. No one ran, no one yelled. They knew that a single dropped wrench could send a sound through the water that would alert the Japanese destroyers. "Periscope depth," the captain ordered. The sub groaned as it angled upward. David kept his headphones on, his heart beating in time with the distant freighter. Suddenly, another sound cut through the water. A high-pitched, rapid pitter-patter. Ping, ping, ping. Active sonar. David hissed, his face turning pale. "Destroyer, sir." "He's hunting." The world turned into a game of cat and mouse. The Wahoo dived deep, leveling off at 400 feet, the edge of its safety limit. The hull creaked under the immense pressure, the rivets groaning like they were about to pop. Then came the drums of death. Boom, boom. The depth charges exploded above them. The sub shook violently, throwing men against the bulkheads. Glass shattered. The lights flickered and died, leaving them in the eerie glow of red emergency lanterns. David gripped his headset. The sound of the explosions through the water was like being inside a giant bell that had been struck by a sledgehammer. "Silence in the boat," the captain commanded. They sat in the dark for hours. The cooling fans were turned off to save air in silence. The temperature climbed. Sweat soaked through their shirts. David listened to the destroyer circling above, its sonar ping searching for them like a blind man feeling for a wall. He waited, listening to the destroyer's engines grow louder, then fade, then grow louder again. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the pinging stopped. The destroyer, thinking it had destroyed its target or lost the trail, faded into the distance. "He's gone, sir," David whispered, his voice trembling with relief. The captain let out a long breath. "Take us up to the surface. We need air." As the Wahoo broke the surface of the midnight sea, the hatch opened and a rush of cool, salt air flooded into the boat. David climbed up to the bridge and looked at the moon reflecting on the black water. He realized that the world would never know what happened down there in the dark. There would be no headlines for a battle that was fought in silence. He took a deep breath of the night air, knowing that tomorrow they would go back under, back into the world of echoes and shadows, where the only thing between them and the bottom was a thin skin of steel and the ears of a boy from Ohio.